Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make these book covers. And it's just made with granny squares. It's a pretty simple project, and you can see how it opens up here, and your book fits in nicely. So we are going to, I'll show you what you're going to need to start, and you will need whatever kinds of yarn you want. So for this one, I did these sunburst granny squares, which is what I'm going to show you how to do. And I did a solid color one for each of these, but with this one, I did 4 different colors. So it's really just up to you. This is the same pattern for each of these granny squares. It just looks a little different because this one has 4 colors and this one has just one in the middle. So you'll decide on how many colors you want and we'll go from there. These two I made with cotton yarn. I mean, you can make it with acrylic, you can make it with really anything you want. The cotton works out nicely, and this I made with I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. So today I'm going to show you how to, or I'm going to show you with peaches and cream cotton. So this one is just the regular peaches and cream, and then this is the stripy version. And I actually already have 7 of these made with this version, and I'm going to show you, we need to make 8 altogether. So I'm going to show you how to make one. That will be my complete 8. So you will need, I'm not sure, I used about, I made another one of these with these 2 yarns, a black one that I'll post a picture of here. And I didn't even use this whole one for the black part. And this is 120 yards. So I would say maybe 100 yards of your solid color that you're going to do for the outside. And then this little stripy is 102 yards, and I used almost the whole thing. So about 100 yards of maybe each color. And then you'll need a size 5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. Also, I just wanted to say I'm going to put the instructions for this sunburst granny square on the screen while I'm talking. So if you want to mute me, that's totally fine. I know that I'm nasally right now, and usually I am, and that's annoying to some people, which I can understand. So if you want to put me on mute, I will have the instructions on the screen. Also, if I'm going too slow or too fast, you can change the speed of the video in your settings. I think it's in the upper right hand corner maybe, but you can either slow down or speed up the video. And of course, you can always pause it when needed as well. So we are going to start with the sunburst granny square, and you'll start with the color that you want on the very inside here. Okay, I'm just going to use this one, so I won't be changing colors in between. But if you need more help with this, I do have a video showing you how to do the color change for this exact same granny square. And I'll put like a little card up here that you can click on right now and then come back to this video if you need more time. So this one I'll just kind of not go through quickly, but it will be a little faster than if you need more time. Okay, so to start out, we're going to do a magic circle, and I do have a video for that if you need more time with that as well. I'll put it in the description box below. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so we're going to start with a magic circle, and if you don't know how to do it, I just put my yarn around my fingers like this, make an X in the back, and then I go underneath this one here and over this one and pull up a loop. And that's your magic circle, but you can either pull this off your fingers now, or you can chain one while it's on your hand, and that just secures it a little bit better. So I'm going to go underneath this and just chain one. And like I said, if you need more time with that, just click on the description, or in the description box, I'll have a video that explains it better. Okay, and we're actually going to start with a chain 3. So we've chained 1, and we need to do 2 more. And this is going to count as our first double crochet inside the magic circle. And from here, we're going to do 15 double crochet. So we'll have a total of 16. So just go ahead and go into your magic circle and do 15 double crochet so that we have a total of 16 with that chain 3. So you can pause the video and do yours, and I'll meet you right back. All right, once we have our 16, you're going to pull your circle closed and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So make sure you're not going into the first stitch here, but you want to go into the top of the chain 3 and do a slip stitch. Oops. Okay. And then if you're going to change colors, here's where you will change colors for the next round. And I'm not going to because my yarn is variegated. So I'm just going to move on from here. And what we're going to do here is, this is a round of puff stitch for round 2. So you're going to want to do a really loose tension here. And we are going to start with yarning over, and we're going to go into that same stitch that we were just in where we slip stitched. And you're going to go through, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And pull up so that it's loose, because we're going to be pulling through several chains up here. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and we're going to do that once more. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And you'll have 7 loops on your hook, and from here you're going to yarn over and pull through all 7. And that creates your puff stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, because that will close it up. Alright, so we're going to do a puff stitch in every stitch around, so you'll have 16. So I'll go ahead and do another one with you. Yarn over and go into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop and pull up loosely. If you pull up loose enough, sorry, something just fell in the back. If you pull up loosely enough, it will be easy to pull through this. Sometimes when I first started, it was so hard to pull through these. I had to keep redoing it, but once you loosen your tension, it will be easy. Okay, and then we're going to do that 2 more times. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then 1 more time. Yarn over, same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 7. And then chain 1 to close. So that will be your repeat for round 2. You're just going to do 1 puff stitch in every stitch around so that you will have 16 when you're finished. And remember to chain 1 at the end, and I'll meet you back after this round. I've come to the end of round 2, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first puff stitch we made. So not the chain there, but the actual top of the puff. So slip stitch there to close up round 2. And then if you need to change color, you can do that again before we start round 3. So for round 3, we're going to do a cluster stitch, or it's kind of like a double crochet 4 together. And we are going to start with a chain 2, and then we're going to insert our hook in between the puff stitches. And we're going to do like the beginning of a double crochet. So you yarn over, go in between the puff stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're going to do that again. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, or in between the stitches there, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 again. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to do that 2 more times, a total of 4 times in between each. Yarn over, go in, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you have 4 loops on your hook. You want to end up with 5. So yarn over, go in, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. We have 5 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 to close up our cluster. And then we're going to chain 2. And this will be your repeat around. We're going to do 16 clusters, and they'll go in between each puff stitch. So I'll do 1 more with you, and then you can do the rest on your own. So yarn over and go in between the 2 puff stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, go in between, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll always know, because you have 4 right now, we need to end up with 5. So if you're like, how many times did I do it? You have to do 4 times each so that you end up with 5. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. You have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, and then chain 2. Alright, so go ahead and do that all the way around. You'll have 16 cluster stitches when we finish round 3. Coming up to the end of round 3 here, make sure that you're counting so that you know how many you have, because when you get to the end it could look like, oh, maybe I'm done here, but I actually only have 15, so I need to make sure I go into this last one here and do my 16th cluster. And then you're going to chain 2 at the end, and then we will slip stitch to the very top of the very first cluster here. And then we have the center portion of our sunburst. So from here I'm going to cut my yarn, I'm going to tie off and cut my yarn so that I can do the white part around the outside. So whatever color you want to do the actual square part, here, this one's a little more clear. That's what we're going to change to now. So we'll do the very last round. So let me grab my cream color yarn. And you can just put it wherever you want. You don't have to start it right here. I usually just start it in between. You're going to start in between a cluster, anywhere around. It doesn't matter. We're going to end up everywhere. So I'm just going to start mine here. And I just pull it through like that. And then I chain up 3. And I'm going to drag this tail behind me. You can leave it and sew it in at the end if you want, but I just find it a little easier to do it this way. So from here this is going to count as our first double crochet. So for this stitch right here, we're going to do 2 more double crochet in the same stitch. So just go right back into that same stitch and do, another double crochet and then 1 more, so that we have a total of 3 with that chain 3. And then we're going to go into the next, in between the next 2 clusters, and we're going to do 3 triple crochet. So if you're not familiar with a triple, it's just 1 more step than the double. You're going to yarn over twice. Sorry, I do a thing with my thumb here. I'm not doing anything different. It's just that my thumb moves like that, so it could look a little bit confusing. And then we're going to go in and just start like you would for a normal double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2. So that's a triple, or a treble crochet, really, is what it's called. And we're going to do 2 more of those. So yarn over twice, go into the same place, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. 2 trebles, and we'll do 1 more. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then we're going to chain 1. And here, like this is kind of the granny stitch type of thing. So here, some people chain 3 or chain 2. I'm just chaining 1, and I'll show you why. Because when I did this one, I chained 3 in between each, and it just leaves a big hole there, and I don't like that for this pattern. This one I did just a chain 1, and it's much tighter up here than this is here. So it's up to you. You can chain as many as you want, but that's why I'm chaining 1 here. All right, and then from there we're going to do 3 more treble in this same stitch, because we're doing the corner. So here's the corner, and we're going to do 3 treble, a chain 1, and 3 treble there. So you're just going to go back into that same spot and do 3 more treble crochet. There's 1, 2, and 3. So there's our first corner. And then from there, for the next one, we're going to do 3 double crochet in between the next 2 clusters. All right, and then in between the next two clusters, we're going to do 3 half double crochet. Now this yarn that I've been carrying I can cut because I've carried it through enough in the back there. Alright, and then in between the next two clusters we're going to do 3 double crochet. And this is going to be your pattern around, so I'll put it up on the screen. So from here we're going to go into the next corner, which will be the 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles again, so you can kind of see how this is going to go. Here will be the corner, and then we'll do a double, half double, double, quarter, double, half double, double, quarter, and then double, and we'll end with a half double crochet. Alright, so I'm going to put it up on the screen what you need to do to finish, and then you will, I'll meet you back after the end of this round. I'm coming around to the end here so you can see how it's shaping up, and you should end with, we just did 3 double crochet, and you should end with 3 half doubles in between the last two. Oh, I just lost a nail. In between the last 2 clusters, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that we started with. So just go ahead and slip stitch there, and then you can tie off. All right, so here we are with our granny square, and you're going to make 8 of these. And when you're finished, I would tie in all your loose ends before you start on the next part of putting everything together, because in the past I just kind of left everything and I thought, oh, I'll just weave it in as I'm crocheting over it, and it was just a pain. I had so many loose ends all over the place. So go ahead and do your 8, and then just finish up by sewing in your ends, and then when you have all 8, come back and we will put this thing together. Alright, once you have all 8 finished, you're going to set them up like this, 4 and 4, however you want. If you have different colors, you might want to kind of decide how you want them to fold over. So for this, it's kind of hard to, let's see. Like this, I ended up putting the blue and yellow and the yellow and blue back to back, because once you fold this over, then it shows the green and pink here. And I didn't want it to be that the front was just blue and yellow, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to figure how you want them to work out. But anyways, from here we are going to start sewing them together. So this is the best way that I found to do it. I do these 4 first. I'm going to sew these 2 together, these 2 together, these 2 together. And then I'll move on and I'll do these 2, these 2, these 2, and then put the 2 panels of 4 together. So to start out, I'm just going to attach my yarn on a quarter here, in between where we have the 3 trebles and the 3 trebles. We had that one chain 1 there. I'm just going to attach my yarn there and do a chain 1, and then I'm going to pick up this next piece, and I'm going to go through that same corner there. You have to find the corner between the 3 trebles, and I'm just going to pull it through for a slip stitch. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do a chain 1 there. I'm actually just going to go through first, go through the other side, and then pull through for the slip stitch. Alright, so your pieces are like this, and then you're just going to single crochet all the way across. So I'm going to do a single crochet in that corner there where I just went in, and make sure you're going through both pieces and do a single crochet. You could also do a slip stitch here, but I like how it kind of makes I don't know, like it just sticks out a little bit more if you do a single crochet, and I like that for this pattern. So then from there, you're just going to go into every stitch and single crochet into both stitches. So we want to grab this first treble here and grab the first treble on the other side and single crochet. And then you'll grab the next one and the next one. So you'll do that all the way across, and then these two will be put together. And then from there, you're just going to do the same thing for the next one. You'll cut your yarn at the end of this one, and you'll reattach here and put these two together, and then cut your yarn, reattach, and put these two together so that you'll have 4 together. And then you'll do the same for these. You'll start just like we did for this, the one that we're on, and you'll single crochet across for each of these. And when you finish with those, then come back and we will move on to the next step. Also, I just wanted to mention something quickly. If you're not sure where you're at, it's easy to just see what stitch you're going into. So for this, I had just gone into the 3 trebles, and then you can see the 3 double crochets are next. So I'm going into the first one, and then you could just check on the other side. Am I going into the double crochets? Yes, here's the first double. So you can check your stitches that way if you feel like maybe you're one off or something, and do your best to line them up. Sorry, one more thing. When you get to the end, I do a single crochet in between the 2 treble clusters again, so that we end how we began. Okay? Okay, I'm back after sewing those together. So this is kind of what we have here, 2 rows of 4. And from here, we are going to put these 2 together. So we're just going to start in the corner here, in between the treble stitches, and the same on this one, in between the treble stitches, and reattach your yarn, pull through and do a chain, and then single crochet in that same space. And then you're just going to go all the way down and single crochet together just like you did for the last one. So just kind of match up the stitches. Here's the first treble on this side, and then you can find the first treble on the other side, put them together and single crochet your way down. And then after that, I will come back and we'll move on to the next step. When you get to a quarter down here, like your first quarter, I go in between the stitches, in between like where with the chain 1 was, in between those treble stitches on both sides, and I do a, here you have to find both sides here, I do a single crochet there, and then I do one on the next one that we're going in, like the next square as well. I find in between the treble crochets where the chain 1 was, and I do a single crochet there. I think I went into the wrong one on this other side. Let me check. Make sure you're still on this same one. So here, and then on the back, yeah, I had gotten in the wrong one. Make sure you go in between where the chain 1 was on this side, and then when we start the new square, find where the chain 1 was there, and on your new square on this side. I hope that makes sense. I hope this is helping. I had made a few of these just like quickly without any kind of pattern or anything like that, and I had done them like in 2 days, and I was like, oh, I'll make a video for it, and that was like 3 weeks ago, so I've totally forgotten. You know, I have to keep going back and be like, now how did I do that part? So anyway, I hope this is helping. But also, I just want to say thanks for watching, and I always say this at the end of my videos, but I'll just go through now while I'm on here and just say thanks for anybody that's here watching. I hope this is helpful. Please feel free to leave any comments in the description box below for how this is working out for you, or what kind of yarns you're making, are using for it, who you're making it for, what colors, all that kind of stuff. I love getting comments like that. And if you have any constructive criticism, that would, I mean, I'm open to that as well. there have been some rude comments in the past, which I try to handle delicately because I know, things happen and we're all coming from a place of where we're at that time. So I understand, but if you could be kind, that would be nice. And if you are on any social media, you can follow me at Creations Misfit. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. And I have a bunch of videos on my channel, like all kinds of patterns and stitch videos and yarn videos. I do giveaways every so often. But yeah, if you want to take a look at my channel, I hope that there would be something else that you would enjoy making as well. I have all kinds of different stuff. And if you have suggestions for anything, I'm happy to take those into consideration as well. So, but I really do appreciate you being here. I'm a visual learner, so I kind of learned how to crochet mostly on YouTube after knowing just a few stitches. And so I wanted to start a channel when I could, when I knew enough to do that and help other people. So I hope that this is helpful for anybody that's watching. All right, so I'm going to finish up mine here and then we'll come back and work on the next step. Hey guys, so I'm so bummed out. I did this whole thing and then I started editing and I realized I cut out a whole middle portion of this. It was actually recording myself, like doing the behind the scenes stuff instead on accident. So I have the end of this as well, but I'm just going to explain the next two parts, which are really easy, and I hope it's enough. I'm so upset because I did such a good job recording these next two parts and they didn't record. So anyway, once you have your 8 pieces put together, you're just going to go all the way around and do a single crochet in every stitch around. So your pieces, I already sewed mine, so I can't show you, but your pieces will be laid out like the 4 and the 4, we've put those together, and you'll just go around and do a single crochet all the way around that whole rectangle. And when you get to the corner pieces, you'll do 2 single crochet in each corner, like in between the 2 treble stitches. Okay, do 2 single crochet. So do that, and then after that, the next step is you're just going to fold this part up so that we have 2 pieces on the outside here that are going to fold over. So you just fold your part in half, I'm so sorry, this is so frustrating. I just don't really want to remake this whole thing to do another whole video. You're going to fold it so that you can fit the book in like this, and you're just going to do a seam on each side, here and here, just an easy single crochet. So you'll start where the chain 1 is, in between the 2 trebles in the corner, and you'll just pick up that stitch there. It'll be a single crochet stitch on both sides because you've gone all the way around and done your single crochets. And you'll just pick up each single crochet and do a single all the way down and then tie off. And you'll do the same on this side. Okay, so you'll just do it just like this with the right side up. And then we will end here, and that's where I will finish off this part for you, which I do have on video. So I'm so sorry. If there's any questions, please message me below. I'll be happy to help you. But I hope that makes sense. So when you have it laid out and there's 4 and 4, you'll probably still have your crochet hook at the end here where you ended this part. And then just go all the way around and do a single crochet just to give it a nice finish on the ends. Like you can see here, there's a single crochet all the way around the whole thing. And then you'll fold it up so that it looks like this. So these 2 pieces will be on top of the back 2. And this portion will be, like the seam will be right down the middle of that one. Okay, so you can fit your book in. All right, so I'm sorry. I hope that's helpful, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so we are coming up to the end here, and I went ahead and sewed all my ends in. So you should be able to fit your book in here now, and I didn't even really measure to see what size this is, but it fit a bunch of my books, so oops. And then this will close over. So there's a couple of different ways to close this up. I am going to do a chain, and this one I have a chain with a heart on the end, and then it just goes around the book, and you can just put it in like this. This one, I didn't end up loving this. I thought it would be really cute I just kind of made a little button here, and then I thought this could go around it like that, which is fine. It works fine, but I don't really love it. It doesn't stay that well. And it's just easier to do like a heart, or this black one that I did earlier that I showed a picture of. I'll show it again. There's, instead of doing the heart, I did a circle. So you could do any little thing that you want. So I'm going to do a circle for this one, and I'll show you how to finish off. So what you're going to do is just, let me think, how did I do this? Okay, I couldn't remember if I attached it first or what. I'm just going to start with how we started the inside of this, basically. And I'm going to use a smaller hook so that it's not so large. I'm using a 3.5mm hook, but I'm just going to start by doing the magic circle and, whoops, and doing 16 double crochet inside the magic circle. Or I could even do less than that, 12 or something, so we'll see. So I'm going to chain up 3, and then I'm going to put some double crochets in here. We'll see where we're at. That's 3, oops, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes you have to kind of just do it and see what it's looking like. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's see if 12 is enough. I'll do 16. 13, 14, 15, and 16, just to close up the circle a little bit more. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 like we did when we started. Maybe. All right, and then from there, I'm just going to chain a whole bunch. I think I did 75 chains for the heart one, so I'm just going to start chaining up. And you can measure it, you know, to see what you need. So I'll do my chains, and then I'll come back, and then we'll be finished. Okay, I did 70 chains, and I measured around here just to kind of see if that would be enough, and that's plenty to go through. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach my chains here right to the middle stitch of the fold over part. Okay, so just go in there, slip stitch to put that on there, and then I'm going to do a single crochet just to make it a little bit more secure. And then you can tie it off with kind of a longer tail so that you can sew that in. All right, and I will sew that in off camera, but then you have your circle or your heart or whatever you decided to do, and you can close up shop. And there we have it. We are finished with our book cover. So I hope this was helpful and not too scatterbrained for you to follow. If you'd like to subscribe and you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you. You will just get notification. Well, you could turn them on or off, but you'll get notified anytime I put up a new video. And like I said before, if you could leave some comments below and let me know how this worked out for you, I would be really appreciative. And take a look at the rest of my channel. And see what else you'd like to make. So thanks so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate you, and I hope you all have a really great day. Talk to you soon.